Hi everybody, this is Roman and today we are going to talk about the keywords in details. So we already covered all main basic stuff like match types and negative keywords, and today I'm going to introduce you to logic how to find most of the keywords you ever need in your Google Ads campaigns. But before we actually go and create some keywords, find them and try to find them all, we need to understand which kind of keywords we have. And that's very important. This is not about the Google classification, it's more about marketing classification. If you are very good in marketing, or you are in the business for a very long time, or you possibly was a salesman manager once for your business or for any other business, everything I'm going to talk about today is very close to what you were facing every day on that positions or as a marketing manager. But if you are a new guy here, for example, you never worked as a sales manager before, you have to know some theory before actually creating the keyword. Because different keywords have different power and drives different money to your business. And that's very crucial and important. So let's get started. First of all, let's have a look on the examples. This presentation is full of examples because this is the only way I can actually explain so complex topic. Imagine you have a car and your tire has a problem, like for example you have a nail there or something like that. You actually can't drive a car, and if you live in America or in Canada or in Russia or in a lot of other countries, it's actually a big problem for you because you are blocked from any transportation or from any moving from A to B. So it's quite crucial, it's a critical problem for you. You have to solve it as fast as possible. And you actually have two possible ways of solving it. First way is to go and to repair and to find the repair service close to your place. Just ask them to come to your place or to drive a car there and just ask them to fix the tire. That's the easiest way and the most popular way to solve it. That's very important. Most of the people prefer to pay money not to solve their problem themselves. That's how business works. But you also have to consider that some people would prefer to repair tires themselves. And if you're not selling something like do-yourself car repairs things, for example a glue or something, these kind of people are not interesting for you. But you also have to consider that people accept just looking for tire services or repairing them themselves, where they have actually make a decision. They can also just have a research to understand what possible ways of doing this they have. Just an example, when people is not blocked with a car, for example he is living in Berlin, where you don't actually need a car most of the time because the public transportation is much faster, much cheaper and very comfortable, you are not ready to make an immediate decision. It's not a hot problem for you. And this understanding that depending on what you're selling and who is going to look for this product, the same keyword can have completely different weight. For example, you're selling some supplies that have a different demand in a different European countries. In that case, keywords in the different countries will have absolutely different weight and will drive absolutely different money for you. And that's something you have to know, and that's something you have to be prepared for. So let's have another example. Much more common, and at least I faced this problem myself several times in life. Imagine you have a nephew's birthday in 6 weeks and you have to buy a present for a nephew. But for example, I don't have a child and I don't actually know what to buy for a nephew. I don't know what he loves to play with and what people actually buy for this type of age, and that's complicated for me. So that's exactly the example when I go and make a research before I do and make an action. But another very important thing, like I have 6 weeks of not thinking about this problem. This is not going to be a problem today or tomorrow. And most of the people actually not making any action until the problem is actually fire in their house. So that's why these kind of keywords are not very important for us from the very beginning, and we're not ready to pay for them a lot because the chance people will buy right now, right here, is not very big. Just imagine the next situation. I have only 1 week before I actually have to buy a present. That makes me nervous because it's only 7 days. It's still not tomorrow. I still have some time and I still don't have to make a decision very, very soon. But most probably I will buy something right now just not to think about it for the next 7 days. But I will probably also will just research some stuff. Okay, a car or I don't know, a Spider-Man looks okayish. Maybe I will see it somewhere when I'm going to the work. I don't actually have to make a decision right now. I have time. This is the second type of keywords, like they're in the middle of making an action and not doing it all. Nothing. So the conversion rate, the chance that a person will buy something on this step is much, much higher than in the previous one. And my favorite step, because this is the best keywords in the world, but they are also the most expensive ones, because everybody knows that kind of keywords. When a person looking for something particular, for example, as I am looking this situation for Lego City, I have to buy it right now, I have to make a delivery today, because tomorrow is going to be my nephew's birthday, and I don't actually have any time to solve this problem anymore. I have to do it right now and right here. And imagine how big is the chance that if I find Lego City on your site, I will buy it. It's close to 90%, even if the price is not very good, even if you have not the best Lego City in the world, I have to solve my problem. And this is another insight that you have to know, is that what people are actually looking for and what people are actually trying to solve is usually two different things. The problem in the previous example, that I have to travel to work or I have to get to my girlfriend's house, where the actual product I'm looking for is a tire repair. Here I have to make my nephew happy. That's what I want to. And a lot of different things can solve this problem. For example, if a week ago you would show me amazing Spider-Man toy, I would probably look today for a Spider-Man toy, or probably I will look exactly for your site because I liked it that time, I just was too lazy to order it. And that's a very important thing. So the thing that we're trying to solve and the things we're actually looking for is different things. Our search query is a compile out of our thing how to solve the problem the best way. This is a little bit complicated and we're definitely going to cover it more into details in next videos and also in this video. But right now let's just stop on the idea that keywords is not exactly the problem. It's only a way of solving it from our personal perspective. If you're interested in more details how people actually make a decision and what is the difference between a different step, you should research the model AIDAs. That is a very, very good model and a lot of good videos that describes it. So I'm not going to go into details here, just a small example here. And that's very important and crucial because if you're selling something or you have to sell something for another person, you have to understand how people make a decision. We are not making a decision of buying something in 1 second. We are going through 4 main steps like attention, actual interest, then desire and action. And between each step we make a different question to Google and we make a different question to ourselves. For example, between desire and action, we are choosing the supplier. In case we are buying a Mercedes-Benz, I'm just choosing the place to buy this Mercedes, but I already know which one, which color, which price, which model, everything. In the between interest and desire, I don't actually know so much details, but I'm pretty sure that I want to buy Mercedes-Benz. And between attention and interest, I'm not even sure that I want a Mercedes. I probably want a BMW. That depends on which problem I have. For example, I wanted to make a good photo for girls on Tinder, then I don't actually care which one. Or I'm a big fan of Mercedes. Yeah, that makes sense. I actually want a Mercedes, but I just looking for best models last year. The thing I want to add here that we always go through these 4 steps. The only difference that in different situation it takes different time. If you're driving a highway and your car broke and it doesn't work anymore, you have to find evacuation services right now, right here, and this is by the law. You have to solve it as soon as possible. So it's a fast and urgent problem, and you are going to make a decision maybe in 1 or 2 clicks from Google. That's all. You're not going to research the problem, you're just going to Google the problem, find the phone, call it, and that's done. But when you're buying a new house, especially when you're going to live there, so you are thinking about where it should be located, how big it should be, should it have a garage or should it have some place. You have so many questions, and there is no correct answer for them. I mean, for example, there is no correct answer which color of the house is the perfect one. So you make a decision very, very slow, and it's definitely usually not urgent because you live somewhere already. You don't have to buy it right now, right here. You can think about what to buy, when to buy, and you also probably will never buy a house just because you will never finish it. This is a bunch of other examples that I wanted to show you. Like, different keywords have a different decision-making step. I have 6 keywords on this slide, and imagine that in each case, of course, I'm selling the relevant product. For example, I'm selling laptops, like in the first example. And if somebody is looking for laptops 2019, how big is the chance that he is actually going to buy my laptop that costs about, I don't know, $1K or $2K right now, right here, after clicking my ad after this search query? I believe that it's very low chance, because person is not actually know what he wants. He's not actually saying that he wants to buy it. He's just researching, and that's where you don't want to make an ad. The second example is much more concrete. Buy a laptop. You can buy a Microsoft Surface, like a third example. You can buy a MacBook. You can buy very cheap for a child or very expensive for your experiments because you're a scientist. The person knows that he want to buy a laptop, but actually he is researching here because the buy a laptop is not concrete. If only he was looking for something buy an iPhone, that is much more concrete, but buy a laptop is something in the middle of nowhere. The third example actually answers our question. Keywords like buy Windows Surface 2019 is already very concrete, but if the location is there, it's 100% very hot keyword, and a person going to buy it right here, right now. And if you're not there, if you're selling laptops, I mean, you're a loser in that case. Let's be honest. The same example we have in 4th and 5th keywords. In case we are selling Mercedeses, 4th keywords is a research keyword, but 5th keyword, when you have a zip code there, person actually looking for a Mercedes close to his house, so he has an intention to actually go to the shop and have a look at the Mercedeses. And I believe that about 20 to 30% of people that entering the doors of Mercedes shop will end up buying a car there. So the 5th keyword, despite it has the same length and the same model, Mercedes and the number, is much more hotter and much more precise than the 4th one. The same thing is happening on the 6th keyword, buy house on Evergreen Street. If person is looking for a house on a concrete street, there is a high chance he is looking for something right now and right here. But if he is looking for house in a district or in the city, the chance he's going to buy something is very low. So how are you actually going to build all the keywords you need? That's a very interesting question. And I have 8 very simple steps for you. And it's very important for you to go step after step in this order and not to go in other order, because that is how it will help you to find all of them. And today we're not going about automation, how to make it fast and easy and generate all of permutations. That's a different video. This is about the ideas. If you get the ideas, everything else is a question of time. But if you run out of ideas, that's a big problem. So first of all, you need to understand which directions you have. So you have to make a brainstorm session. And if you have some employees or you have some sales manager in your business, you just have to have a conversation with them and try to identify as many directions, as many ideas as you possibly can find. Not even thinking about is this keyword hot or very hot, just to concentrate on which direction you can go. And I also have 6 another directions that you can actually take from this slide and apply for your business. First, it's SKU, names, locations, and locations here, I mean if it's applicable. If you're selling something with a delivery for the whole state, it's not actually very important. But if you're selling like a Mercedes's, locations are very important because people are going to buy them offline and they have to come to your place. Or if you repair the washing machine, the time it takes for you to get to my house is incredibly important for me, so location is also very important for you. It's names of the services, exact products, slang, nicknames, categories, competitors, a lot of other stuff. Instead of going through each here, I made a separate table, and there is also a link to this table under the video, so you can go there actually and navigate through it. It's just an examples, not the complete list, but an examples. In case you have a Mercedes-Benz shop official distributor that is called Simon's Cars, and which direction you should go. So this is the first column, not the 0 column, my product. The first column, brainstorm session, is the column that you're filling with the ideas what should be on the right side of this page. And then you go through each column and fill it with the details, like SKU, in case you're selling a Mercedes, is the model numbers, model years, model names, and names of the services is just new Mercedes-Benz 2019 or new Benz 2019. So there is a very big table. I'm not going to cover all the details right now. Just go there, try to fill it for your own business. And you also can send this table to me right here in the comment section, and I will have a look on how it looks for your business and make additional ideas so you can fill everything. If you wanted to go even more into details and be sure that you covered everything, I recommend you to use any mind map software like MindMapple, like I used in the brainstorm session, to structure all directions of the keywords you ever have to build. This is exactly the same table, but much more structured, and you actually see like how different keywords, in terms of how big is the chance of somebody's buying it, are structured right here. And it's very easy to do. Even if you're not very good with the computers, if you just download the MindMapple or anything else and watch a 15 video on YouTube, any video, you will nail it. Or you can take a pencil, a paper, and actually draw it. It's not really important to make it digital, but it's important for you to understand what ways of typing your product exists. It's a very difficult question, and believe me, it's really exhausting, but if you do that for your business, you're already better than 95% of your competitors. Believe me, I worked with more than 300 different clients. Most of them were small businesses, and small and medium businesses, of course. And the last thing I wanted to tell you, only when you're completely out of ideas, when you fill the mind map and you fill the table and you're ready, you can go to Google Keyword Planner that I'm going to cover later, and Google search autofilling. So when you go to Google and type something like buy Mercedes, it will suggest you different things like buy Mercedes 2019. Don't go there until you actually finish the brainstorm session, because when you will see something that Google suggests you to use, you will be blocked inside your mind and you won't be able to generate some new ideas. So that's all what I wanted to tell you about how to create the keywords. Actually, I'm doing the same MindMapple every time I have to work with my client. I really suggest you to go there and to try it, and if you have any questions, as usual, ask in the comments below, make a like and subscribe. And thank you very much.